Hey guys, Todd here again with HobbyLink Japan, and it is time again for another review of a new Gunpla release. And this week it is a new kit from the Build Divers Re series. However, this unit itself is based on a unit from the older Turn A series. Yes, it is the Wodom Pod, so it looks quite cool. Now, before I start talking about it, please be sure to hit that subscribe button below. Every last subscriber definitely helps. Alright, so it isn't just a straight copy of the Wodom Pod from the Turn A series. Being a Build Divers kit, they've kind of modified it a little bit, so hopefully at some point down the line, sometime in the future, Bandai will go ahead and release an actual version of the Turn A version of this unit. Now, usually Bandai has actually done that whenever they've gone ahead and tooled one of these kits based off of an older kit. They'll release the Build Fighters version first. Who knows, it might be a while before we actually get the Turn A version of the Wodom Pod, but to be honest, they look quite similar, so not a whole lot of changes are going to be needed, I believe. So anyway, yeah, the Wodom Pod, it's a bit larger of a kit than I was probably expecting. Let's go ahead and put this Master Grade 3.0 RX-78 next to it. Now, the Master Grade 3.0 Gundam is going to be just a little bit taller there than the Wodom Pod, but you guys can get a really good kind of sense of just how large exactly this Wodom Pod is. Alright, so let's go ahead and remove that Master Grade here. It's a really great looking kit. I love this kit. 3.0 RX-78 looks fantastic. Alright, so for the Wodom Pod here. Now, this kit is, when you're building in this kit, even though it is a large kit, it is still an HG and it is quite simplistic, I do have to say. The whole thing took me, gosh, maybe, I want to say an hour. It really was not that long at all to put this thing together. It's really not that difficult, and there's really not a whole lot to this thing, to be honest. Now, there are a few stickers. Being an HG kit, there are a few stickers that you are going to need to apply to this kit. Let's go ahead and take a look at the empty foil sticker sheet here. Now you can see just a few of them there, and we can point out where they're going to be on this kit here. For the most part, you see those kind of the small circles here and over here, as well as this purple line. A lot of the stickers are going to be put here in this kind of front eye unit. You got that purple bar that stretches across the center there. You got a black kind of border on the inside, and then you got that purple sticker going around on the outside as well. So you're gonna have to put stickers there. Now, if you look here at the dome on the top, you'll see this black line. Now, I put the sticker on, and you can kind of see here, let me show off the sticker sheet again. So those that big black bar there at the bottom, this is going to be for two kind of thinner black stickers here, and they're going to stretch around the outside of that pod there on the top. Now, you can kind of see there is actually kind of some detail going on underneath this sticker. Now, I put the sticker on over it, but actually underneath this sticker here, you have this kind of ridged texture that just stretches around the whole outside of the pod. So I put that sticker on, and then I took a toothpick and I kind of tried to push the sticker down into the indents of those ridges along the outside to be able to kind of still see some of that texture detail on the underside. It kind of irks me when you get like nice molded on texture detail and then you have to kind of cover it up with the stickers. So that's one thing that always kind of irks me whenever I see it. But if you were to actually go ahead and just paint that line instead of putting the sticker on, that's going to look a lot better, because then you're going to be able to retain those kind of sharp edges for those ridges that are underneath, and that would look just quite a bit better, I do have to say. Now, there's going to be one more sticker you're going to have to apply for this kit, and it's going to be something that well, I guess you still kind of see it just because of how big this kit is, but it's on the underside of his back skirt there. You have this kind of metallic blue type of circle that stretches around the underside there. You don't see it at all from the back, but when he is standing forward, you are going to kind of see that, I guess. So there you have that for dimensions of the stickers. So since I'm holding this thing, let's go ahead and talk about articulation. Now, there's really not going to be a whole lot to write home about for this kit. So you've got these feet here on the bottom, and yes, they are going to be able to snap together there, and this is going to also come into play later when you take a look at the high-speed flight form. So we will take a look at this kit transformed in that flight form later. So yeah, you can put those together, but like sideways movement, there's really nothing you can do. The only movement you can do with these feet is be able to pinch them together or separate them. And now this front part actually kind of stretches forward a little bit. Now the legs here, you can see there, this is actually not a double jointed knee. It's just a simple one joint type of leg knee joint there. Now for the hip here, you do have a ball on the side, and this is going to allow you to rotate it forward and back. And then you can also see it split down there in the middle, and you've got a rather quite simple joint, but it is quite effective, so it does work. Now for the body, because you've got this giant kind of pod on the top, you're really not going to be able to rotate this thing at all in terms of that. The back skirt does have a joint to it, so you can rotate that a little bit, as well as the weapon pods on the side of the head. You can rotate these around to get some different kind of angles. Now it also has these really, these are kind of cute, I do have to say. It's got these tiny little arms on the front. Yeah, they look quite cute, and he's able to actually flex these arms around quite a bit, which is quite nice to see. Forward and back. Whoops, just popped off one of the hands. Now you can see here, actually this hand is on just a simple ball joint style connector. So yeah, I mean, gosh, really, that's pretty much going to be it in terms of articulation for this kit. In terms of weapons, this thing doesn't come with basically, it has no like extra kind of beam sabers, no kind of extra kind of beam rifles. His weapons are going to be these two pods on the side of his head here. I think, what do they call them? So you have the triple missile pod. So one side you've got this triple missile pod, and that looks quite cool. It's actually got some detail. You can see the missile actually on the inside of the tubes there, which actually that does look quite nice. And he's got a little kind of shield protecting the side of that pod. And then you've also got a large beam cannon, which is going to be the weapon on his right side here. So large beam cannon, it's alright, it's pretty decent looking, I guess. Alright, so one other kind of cool feature for this kit is that it does come including some extra armor pieces, and when you equip these extra armor pieces onto the kit, it becomes what they call the Wodom Plus. So here we can take a look at the back of the manual here. You get a preview of that high-speed flight form there. And then right down here, we have a look at the unit with the plus armor. So give me a second here, and I am going to go ahead and equip on these extra little pieces here to turn it into the Wodom Plus. Alright, so now we've got those extra armor pieces added onto the kit, and now this kit is officially the Wodom Pod Plus. Yay! Okay, that looks kind of quite cool, doesn't it? You get a little extra, just a few extra armor pieces you add on there to the front of the legs, as well as this piece here onto the back of the unit. Adds a little bit of extra color to the kit. Now another thing actually, before I talk about the flight form here, is this kit actually does include a stand, which is always nice to have in these kits. So because this kit has that high-speed flight form conversion that you're going to be doing to it, you kind of need to have a stand in order for this thing to be able to hold up that pose. Alright, so let's take a quick look at the manual here so I can show off this really technically difficult transformation process for this kit. And it is going to be stretch the arms out flat and then twist them around and fold them back, and then take the knee and bend them up, and that's it. That's literally all you're going to do to transform this kit into the flight mode. Really not going to be that difficult. So give me a second here, and I'm going to take off those plus armor pieces and put it into the flight form. All right, there you have it. It is now transformed into its high-speed flight form. Look at that beautiful kit just sitting there, legs up. He's ready to fly. He is ready to fight. He is going to kick some serious Gunpla booty. Yeah, I don't know, it looks kind of cool, but yeah, it's You just put the legs up, and that's basic. Put the arms back and put the legs up, and I guess that's all you need to do to get a flight form out of one of these units. Maybe just has to run really fast, jump up, put his legs up, and put the arms back in there. Yeah, that's it. That's all you have to do. So that is it. That is going to pretty much be it for the Wodom Pod, the Wodom Pod Plus, and the Wodom Pod in high speed flight form. Exciting. I did forget to mention, actually, Wodom has a meaning to it, and apparently they got the name. It is short for walking dome. So there you have it. If you're wondering what Wodom means, apparently, yeah, it's just short for a walking dome, and that's basically all this kit is. But it does look quite cool, I do have to say. I like that. I always like kind of more funky type of Gunpla kits, and I'm always excited to see when Bandai brings these more unusual subjects out, hopefully thanks to the Build Fighter series. If it wasn't for that Build Fighter series, we would probably never be getting this kit released in HG plastic, just because it's kind of one of those more unusual type of units. So that's one of the things I've loved about the Build Fighters series since it initially came out, is just because of that series we were finally able to get a lot of these kits that Bandai has just never released for some reason or another in kit form, because it shows up in that series, so it becomes relevant again, and Bandai can finally go make these kits into new tooled plastic kits. And when they do these Build Fighter kits, eventually at some point down in the future, we usually always tend to get the original kit based off of the original version that the Build Fighters one was based off. Thank you very much for watching. Please be sure to stay tuned for more reviews, not just from me. So this channel is evolving. It's becoming, yeah, we got Dorothy's doing reviews, we got Asuka jumped in. She did her first review the other day for that little archer Gilgamesh, so that was quite cute. And we've got Evan. Evan is now joined, so Evan's my new Gunpla buddy, so he's helping me build the mountain of Gunpla kits, so I have some free time to do other stuff, which is always quite exciting. And of course we've got Dave. Dave is always here editing the videos, so he's editing the videos, and he is our resident master of the Kotobukiya girl kits and pretty much all the other girl kits that come out. And he does the Evangelion. He loves the Evangelion stuff, so I let him have those Evangelion kits because I just can't say I'm the biggest fan of the Evangelion. So yeah, not just me doing reviews here on the channel now. So we've got a whole staff of people actually building stuff and reviewing for the channel. So please be sure to hit that subscribe button. Stay tuned for more updates, and yeah, we'll see you again soon here in the future for more reviews. Thanks very much for watching. Hope you're all staying safe out there and taking care.